Devil May Cry 6, Final Fantasy 17, and Solo Leveling Season 3 are all in their own right highly anticipated entertainment forms from gaming to anime that for one, we have been in a dry season for the longest time, and for the other two, we are in the middle. Actually, we've only started like the dry season for these games. We ain't seeing shit from these games in a while from these franchises, but in their lack of presence, other games have risen that are similar to or are a straight inspired by elements within these. And one such upcoming game is Lost Soul Aside, taking inspirations from Final Fantasy, Devil May Cry, and what a lot of fans have recently associated it with is solo leveling. To which today's video we're going to be going into some light depth as to how Lost Soul Aside dips into these franchises and why these particular choices are a perfect combination and a match made in heaven. Alright, first and foremost, we're going to give a shout out to all the games that are inspired by games that we're currently waiting for the next installment of. They just give us that in between, slice of life. But yeah, let's start off with Lost Soul Aside and how it's basically inspired by Final Fantasy. And let's start first and foremost with the main character, Kaizer, who's obviously accompanied by our Crystal Dragon Arena. Now, one thing I really appreciate about Final Fantasy characters, right, is how when you look at characters like Lightning from Final Fantasy 13, Clive from Final Fantasy 16, Noctis Final Fantasy 15, and every other Final Fantasy outside of the pixel generations, one thing they all have in common is they're aesthetically pleasing. Damn, bro, these characters look really, really, really good, bro. And I think it adds that extra element when you're playing a game and you're playing as either this cool Chad looking, messy haired badass character when it comes to the guys, or to the girls you play as Lightning. It's really ultra beautiful banging babe, but she also kicks ass and she does you can't fuck around with her, man. I think it just adds that extra layer of fun and imagination. It's like really like an extra layer of icing on top to play as these, and Kaizer's no exception. Kaizer looks really cool, and from what we've seen from the trailers, what he's wearing, it's how his hair is, facially how he looks, and just how he has this mystique to him in terms of his personality. Obviously, we would need to play the full game to see what he's like, but he looks just really, really, really good. And another thing, moving on to how Final Fantasy inspires Lost Soul Aside, what I'm hoping for is the world, basically the locations, the biomes that you're going to be traveling into. So we've seen in some of the trailers that you're going to, even Arena says that come Kaizer, we will travel across worlds. I like the fact that we're going to be traveling across like multiple worlds, and we'll basically see different interpretations of what the creators will basically be doing with the world. One thing I love about Final Fantasy is that it combines, whether it's set in the medieval era in the case of Final Fantasy 16, there's always just like an implementation of magic or a certain level of mysticism, or in the case of Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth, where you're living in a kind of tech advanced society, you still have that incorporation of magic and mysticism and like different creatures that you basically come across. That fusion that Final Fantasy does is really so good. Now, I'm not asking for something literally copy, cut and paste. Yes, inspiration, but I want to see what the developers for this game are gonna basically do in terms of from a world, like how are they gonna make their world based off of the fact that they're inspired by Final Fantasy. How are they gonna do their own rendition of this is our world, this is what it looks like, this is how we make it lively based off of Final Fantasy. All right, and now we're gonna talk about one of the most, if not the most high point of this game, how Devil May Cry inspires Lost Soul Aside. And I gotta premise by saying, thank the Lord, we're getting a hack and slash game, ladies and gentlemen. We're getting hack and slash games, bro. I think it's really good to see the hack and slash genre finally make its big triumphant return, man. I think we've had too many Souls games. Again, no offense to the Souls community. I'm not trying to pick a fight with you guys. Don't fight me in the comments, so come after me.
What?
Yeah.
Man, hell no. Hell no.
Now, we recently got like the weapons trailer for Lost Soul Aside, and obviously you got like a good number of like 4 weapons basically. But they all looked like similar, but at the same time being unique. Starting first and foremost with the sword. So obviously every hack and slash game comes with a sword, a standard sword. This is what you're gonna, I feel like at some point you're gonna be able to upgrade to your judgment culture. I am the storm that is a pro. Yeah, you're gonna basically be upgrading to that. It's basically your fast-paced, chop, make snappy type of weapon, basically standard weapon. And speaking of Souls games earlier and the exhaustion of it, we're actually getting a great sword. We're getting a great sword weapon in a Souls game. Now, this in a hack and slash game. Now, this is the first time I'm ever hearing of this, but I feel like this is going to be the weapon that allows you to just do a lot of crowd control. It's pretty much there in the video. This is your crowd control weapon. Then we have your pole blade. Now, your pole blade, outside of the fact that this is the weapon that basically that launches like your projectiles mainly, I think I see Kaizer doing a lot of like really flashy, attacks. He's like, he's spinning the blade and doing. I think this is gonna be your flashy weapon, but at the same time, it's gonna be it's not gonna do like heavy damage compared to the great sword and the sword. It's gonna be your light weapon, but you're gonna use it to basically style on your enemies as you're, murking them. And then the scythe. The one weapon that confuses me in this game is a scythe. I'm just confused. I'm like, okay, why do we need a scythe in this game for? I expected like a gun or some other weapon. I don't know, man. Obviously, I'm expecting there to be like some kind of magic, like not really system, but like magic abilities within the game, I guess. But a scythe, I'm like, what are we gonna summon a Grim Reaper at some point? Like, I don't know, what is the point of a scythe, bro? I'm really curious. And for the first time in a hack and slash game, I'm more of a swords person, dual swords, but I'm genuinely looking forward to the scythe, and when I unlock it and when I use it, I'm really looking forward to how the developers made the use of the scythe actually unique. And moving on to the final point and how this game basically looks similar to solo leveling. Now, I made a comment at some point on IGN's release of the weapons trailer, right? And I basically said that this game is a combination of solo leveling, Devil May Cry, and Final Fantasy. And some people on the left were like, oh yeah, no, this is actually, you're right, bro, you're right. And then some other people on another side on the right were on some, bro, what are you saying? That doesn't make any sense. How is this solo leveling? This one guy even went as far as like, hey bro, this game has been developed long before solo leveling came out. What are you talking about? And like, guys, I'm speaking from an aesthetic standpoint. I mean, tell me when you look at Lost Soul Aside, this doesn't somehow it remind you of solo leveling. Literally, you are literally a good looking character, really cool, mysterious looking character, overpowered as hell, traveling across different worlds, dominating enemies, blah blah blah. It's literally this. And just like, I don't know, the speed of the combat, it's literally reminding me of solo leveling. Solo leveling, if it were a game, it would literally be a hack and slash. I'm not talking about the mobile game, but literally that. It's that fast-paced type of thing. And I don't know whether it's something to do with the colors, but there's something about Lost Soul Aside that just reminds me of solo leveling. Something about it, you just gotta look at it, man. It's there. It's the combat. It's the look of things. How things are being done. It's literally just solo leveling. But anyways, that's enough yapping from me. If you are gonna be buying the game day one, if you're gonna be buying the deluxe version, what are you planning to use first? Are you using the scythe, the sword, the great sword, the pole blade? Let me know every single detail with regards to Lost Soul Aside and what you're gonna be doing when the game finally launches on the 29th of August. And please make sure to like and subscribe, because I like talking about games, I like talking about anime, I like talking about all those things, man. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one, Skywalkers. Easy.